Hi everyone and welcome, my name is Dora and this is my inventory, my sort of mid-year check-in point. I last filmed a video showing you all of my makeup in February, and in mid-December of last year I filmed my inventory, just the numbers video, so I'm going to link them up here in the corner and in the description box below if you want to check out that playlist. In today's video I'll be comparing my numbers to my January numbers. So they might be slightly different from those two videos that I just mentioned. But let's kick off with primers. So in January I had 9 and now I've got 7. I decided to add the fixing spray into this category because I use it as a priming spray. So yeah, technically I had 8 primers, but then I also had a fixing spray, a different one. Starting over here, this is my Bare Minerals Primetime Original Foundation Primer. I'm trying to finish it this year. I enjoy it. It's quite, soft, silicone based. Doesn't smell of anything, it's not unpleasant, I really like it. This is the Studio London by Superdrug Feelin' Peachy You Do You Setting Mist in a peach scent. I'm alright with this. I don't like the spray nozzle on here, it's not fine enough for me. Yeah, I use it as a priming spray, hence it's in this category, but I do use it quite regularly if I want to apply my makeup. And there's been quite a gap in time in terms of skincare and makeup application, then this comes in really handy. This is a holy grail item, Revolution Pore Blur and Prime Primer. I really like this one, it's mattifying. I would happily buy this again, and I'm really trying not to use it at the moment because I'm trying to pan a couple of other bits. Here's another Revolution one that I'm trying to finish this year, Revolution Pro Radiant Peach Primer. It's brightening. It does have like a bit of a tinted quality. Yeah, if you can see that. And it's mattifying as well. I quite like it on its own instead of foundation in the summer. And I think I'm making decent progress. I think I'm on track. Here's another daily use item, a glowy primer, but I don't use it all over my face. I just use a dab. I'll show you exactly what I do. Well, this part at least, you are not seeing my face. I use a dab like that, and then I distribute it across my index fingers. And then I use this to tidy up eyeshadow fallout and to also shape a little bit. So it's a daily use item. I think I'm about just under halfway through, and this is an item that was decluttered to me by the lovely Ruth. I would happily buy this because it's really useful. I figured out this new way of using it maybe about a year ago. This is the Revolution Ceramide Primer. I looked it up recently and it looks exactly the same, but I think they've maybe slightly reformulated it, but at least they've changed the name. And yeah, it's quite fun, quite hydrating. I like this, but I'm not sure if I really need this many primer. It's far too many for me, even though I'm down to, I'm still trying to finish 2 more, which would bring me down to 5. I'm hoping that this category would be down to maybe, say it was this one, then the clean up the fallout type of, probably a glowy primer. I'd have to try it out to see if I could use this one as well, because then, consolidating using just one product, that's a very bulky item for just such a small step. And then maybe a spray, so 3 items I think would be enough. I also have this Trended Up Perfect Prime by Redness Anti-Red and Calm Primer. This is super useful. It's just it's a color corrector, and I've mixed it into foundation before as well a couple of times. It's still really full, I haven't used it that often, but yeah, if I've got redness going on, then this just gets rid of that. And then I can put foundation on top and just even out my skin tone a little bit. So yeah, it's super useful, but I don't think it's a necessary step. So I'm not sure I would repurchase it, but I don't even have to think about that because there's so much in here. Moving on to my foundations, I had 8 in January, I'm down to 7 now, and that's even though a new one came in. So I must have finished 2. I know I didn't declutter any. But this is my newest one, and I really only bought this for mixing. Most of what you're seeing here, not all of it, is very much concocted to, you know, help with shade matching. This one I bought in Ireland at Penny's or Primark, hence it's got the Euro sticker on there, and it's the PS My Perfect Color Perfect Finish Foundation in Porcelain. Too light for me. It's useful for me to have this, really inexpensive. I like the formula of the PS foundations. You'll see in a moment. I've got another one here, and while I still have foundations that are too dark for me, that I'm panning, that were all decluttered to me. So this Lancome one here, Teint Idole, I'm gonna need this one here to lighten it up. So yeah, there's this one. Then I've got the Bon Perfecting Liquid Foundation, which I'm also trying to finish this year again by frankening it. And I'm frankening it into this Note Detox and Protect Foundation, which I find too high coverage. It oxidized on me. I was looking at some online stuff. Other people had reported the same thing on their YouTube channels, whoever was testing this foundation years ago. It just turned kind of, you know, too warm. So at the moment I'm mixing the Bon into the Note, and then also a little bit of this, and once I've got more space in the Note, I'll do that again and finish off what's left in here. This is a completely concocted foundation. Nice windowing going on in there because I haven't used it in ages, and I would just mix everything in here. The bottleneck is wide enough that it works really well for concocting. You can get a spatula in there quite nicely, and if you compare it to the Note, for example, it's a lot slimmer, so that's harder to mix the product around. Eventually I would like to just be down to 2 foundations, maybe 1 in this category. Then I've got the Westman Atelier foundation stick, and I don't have a lot left here. This is all. I really like this one in the winter. It's quite light. This is in Atelier 0.5. It looks a bit fluffy because I was just going straight in with my under eye brush to use this as like a top up concealer under my eyes. So if you don't know this, I teach at a university and I only do that for half of the actual calendar year. So I tend to teach in the cooler months, when my skin is definitely lighter, and then I do need touch-ups because I'm constantly talking and concentrating, and that means my makeup definitely disappears throughout the day, so I like to touch up. And this is the PS My Perfect Color Illuminating Foundation, so another Primark product. This is in the shade Nougat, which is a really good shade match for me, sort of all year round actually. I've been panning the previous bottle. Oh no, hang on, this is the 3rd one. So I've panned 2 of them. I really like it. I would happily repurchase it again. I'm very happy with it. But you know, I've got all these other foundations to go through as well. So I'm gonna keep this one sealed until I'm done with the rest. Here are my concealers. I had the exact same 3 in January. There are 2 by XX Revolution. This is the one I'm trying to pan right now. It's slightly darker than this one. This is CX1, CX2. It's okay, you know, I would say I'm not necessarily going to repurchase. I have a slight suspicion that this is the culprit that makes me, you know, that makes my eyes water. I always thought it was like my SPF, but I think it's this. Has good coverage, probably a little bit too much coverage for my liking. I prefer a thinner concealer that I can, you know, build up. But I'm a panner. I'm gonna make it work, use it up. Hopefully I'll have to remove the stopper soon. I don't think so, maybe a few more months, but yeah, if I do this, you know, the windowing is definitely happening. Let's compare it to the CX1, which I haven't used all that much, and you can see that that silver XX label is still there, visible. Yeah, no, it seems, oh, I think about the same. Should I get my scales out? I'm so curious. Okay, I really want to know now. So this is CX1, 47.34, 41.07. So that's more than 6 grams less in here compared to the CX1. Okay. There are 13.5 milliliters in here. I don't know how many grams that equates to with this specific formula, but let's say I'm about halfway there maybe. And then this one is a Muji concealer that I haven't even used in like 2 years, but I keep it around because it's such a great shade match for me. I mean, I've got a bit of redness here. Let's just go over that. I think it's pretty... It's pretty good. Yeah, I keep it around. Happy with this collection. I think personally 2 concealers is excessive because I'm only using one of them. I used to have this thing where I thought I needed one item in my regular makeup stash and another one maybe in my handbag or in my bathroom, but I don't need to do that anymore. If I apply my makeup elsewhere, I can just grab it and that is totally fine. So I'd like to be down to just 2 items, including this one. And I'd like to venture out and try a new concealer. I have in the past panned a Kiko concealer and most recently a Huda Beauty concealer. I think it was something called like Faux Filter, not something like that. I don't remember. If you've got a favorite lightweight under eye concealer, let me know which one that is. I'm curious. Here is my cream blush category. I am very proud of this category. It's gone down. I had 5 in January and I'm down to 3 now. And that is because I finished a cream blush. It was a Primark one. And I also gave one away to my friend. It was an e.l.f. blush, a cream putty blush. I just know that I am never going to be able to get to all of them before they go off. But with 3, I think that seems manageable. I'm currently working on this Fenty Beauty matchsticks here. It's got some sort of gold shimmer particles in there and I enjoy it. There's a lot here. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it this year, but it's okay. I already finished a cream blush. I'm so happy. And then the fact that I decluttered items is also a great thing for me because I don't normally do that, and I know that my friend is going to get so much use out of it and I'm so happy, and she's going to be using it straight away rather than me potentially using it in like 3 years time maybe, or you know, using it a little bit here and there, putting it into projects, trying to rotate through my collection, but ultimately wasting a lot of lovely makeup products that I know my friend is going to enjoy. I've also got this blush here made by Mitchell, and this is in the shade Rosy Posy. This was in an advent calendar, so I wouldn't have necessarily bought it or picked it, but I like it. Nice creamy texture. The scent on it is really nice as well. It's a little bit sparkly as well, but in a more silvery way rather than the gold that you're getting with a Fenty. I like this one and I'm excited to use it a little bit more. This is a matte Do It All stick by H&M and it's for lips and cheeks and the colour Rose Coral. I really like this one. I would very happily repurchase it, but you know, I'm gonna pan these first. It seems to be like a perfect blend between these two here, but then again in a matte form. And I love it. Here are my powder blushes. I am down to 3. I had a lot more. Did I finish any? No, I only moved them around in categories, but I decluttered one. It was a loose pigment by Bare Minerals. Again, it went to that same friend who got the e.l.f. putty blush. She was super happy about it. I know she's gonna use it. I feel great about that. So I've got this NARS mini blush here. I'm trying to think which one is older. I probably got these around the same time. This is in Dolce Vita. This is a lovely color. And yeah, I do roll this into projects here and there, but I haven't given it any dedicated time yet. And then here's the Laura Mercier Shimmer Block. I used to count this in my highlighter category, but I'm classing this as a blush topper now. So it is very shiny, but it's really nice. I tend to swirl these and then apply. Oh yeah, it is very nice. You don't need a lot of it, but yeah, definitely very beautiful. And then I've got this Milani blush here. This is in 01 Dolce Pink, a baked powder blush. Another shimmery one, definitely more pink than these other two. Let's compare it to that Laura Mercier blend. Yeah, definitely more pink. But I really, really like it. I would happily pan any of these. I'm probably the most excited about the shimmery ones right now. Where is that even? Up here. But yeah, this definitely still has some kind of satin going through it. Does it? Yeah, a little bit, I think. Yeah. Here's my bronzer category. I've got this depotted one or Franken one, and this contains a Sisley bronzer and a Bare Minerals loose pigment. I just mixed them together and pressed them in here with alcohol. I've got this in my BYOP for this year, and I think I've got decent progress, but bear in mind, I have been working on this for 1.5 years now. But I've also re-Frankened it in the meantime, so yeah, solid use on here. Maybe I'll be able to finish it one day. There's no pressure to finish it this year, but of course I'd like to. I also have the Barry M Island Heatwave powder bronzer. This was a declutter to me, and it's not a perfect shade match, but I use it so lightly, and for some reason it really works and looks great. I was curious to try this one out because I am panning the Barry M Black Cherry palette right now. Very happy with these two products. This category grew because I only had the one bronzer. I used to count in my powder blush inventory, but yeah, I've decided to split everything up. I like seeing it in these sort of smaller categories here. It gives me more of an overview and also more of an idea of how long it takes me to finish up certain products and to, you know, not shop anything. Here's my highlighter category. I had 4 in January. The Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Setting Glow. This had a little tiny, maybe still see the remnants of it here. It had like a half a pan of a cream highlighter in here, but that went rancid. So I had to rip it out and use this one. And I am loving this product. I rolled it into my Project Clue Special Panning Edition, and I had to use it for I think 11 times. So at the beginning I was a bit like, whoa, I never actually use highlighter, yet I'm now using this every day. I use a clean brush and then I tap into there twice, and then I clean up my crease with that and use it as a sort of simultaneous brow bone highlight, and it works really well. It's very fine milled, it smells nice as well. And yeah, it's just got the perfect sort of shade for that. So I would actually repurchase this. And this came in an advent calendar, so I don't think I would have necessarily picked it out. It's just very nice and subtle. I love it. And I also use it for highlighting as well, because why not? Then I have these 2 illuminating sticks. So let's start over here. This is the Dr. Hauschka in the shade 04, and it's got an expiration date, and it's going to be in September of this year. Don't think I'll have it done by then. I do enjoy this product. It smells like a healthy, clean shampoo bar would smell. Very nice scent. I like it. So this is how it looks when I roll it to the plastic base. I am confident I can have it done by this year, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. And it's for lips and cheeks as well, much like the H&M Do It All stick. And this is by Soap & Glory, the Glow All Out Highlight and Sculpt Cheek Stick in the shade Ice Shimmer. Again, nothing I would have necessarily bought, but I was curious to try it out and I was not disappointed. There's a lot in here. Look at that. Okay, plastic base. Here, there's so much in here. If you compare it to, you know, this little one or the H&M, there are 14.4 grams in here, which is half an ounce. Here are my face powders. I've only got 2, and one of them is technically just concocted eyeshadows, all franken together here in this Alverde component. And here's what this one looks like. So I'm getting there. I think I will re-franken more because I'm trying to declutter my eyeshadow palettes And there are definitely some that look already very deconstructed, and I know I've got more product in there that I could turn into a face powder, and I'm happy to do so. And then I've got this H&M loose setting powder as well, seamless setting powder in the shade Light. There's just not a lot left. And here we are. I'm enjoying it. Definitely more translucent than the concoction, but again, I'm alright with it. I think I will buy a new face powder soon. I'm allowed to. This is no longer part of my no-buy. I'm on a low-buy. If I'm not on a no-buy for it, I'm on a low-buy for it, basically. Here are 2 single eyeshadows, my only 2 that are still in their own component, and they're 2 MAC singles. This one is in a mystery shade. I've had it for so long. I bought these on the same day. But I used this on my eyebrows, and yeah, it's an organic pan. I'm pleased with that. And then there's this one, typographic, an almost black, very, very deep charcoal matte. This was also an organic pan because I used this as an eyeliner for a long time. I haven't used this product in many years, but maybe it's time to, you know, work on it again at some point. And for this category, I had 3 in January, so now I'm down to 2. I technically had 2, but this was a declutter that I had never, you know, given back to the MAC store, so I just recluttered it to myself. So technically down from 3 to 2. Here's my single Lone mascara. I love this mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. I have been converted by so many of you here who love the Essence Lash Princess mascaras, and yeah, holy grail item. I will definitely repurchase this again, specifically this volume one. I love a volume mascara. It's my favorite, and it's all I'm using, and it's definitely looking very well loved. There's still enough product in here. I'm noticing that it's starting to dry out a little bit. I opened this in April, so it's been about 3 months. I still think I've got a couple more months left in here. But yeah, I'm going to repurchase this very soon, and then again and again. Here's a favorite category. These are my eyeshadow sticks. I'm down to 5 and I had 8. I finished a couple, but I also had to declutter one. One went bad. It was just a concoction, so, you know, and that's fine. And it was only product that I had dug into the tube after I'd finished it to then mix them. The first one here is such a favorite, Kiko Milano Long Lasting Eyeshadow Stick in 11. It's a very pretty lilac shimmer here. So you can see, you know, it's almost unused. It's still peeking out here when I roll it all the way down. And here's a swatch of it. I love it. This is an almost repurchase. I had it in the shade 58, which was very similar. Just a little bit more vibrant than what you're seeing here, but again, love this one. And I panned an H&M shadow stick in Lavender Flush earlier this year, which is a dupe for this one pretty much. And they're both great in terms of longevity and application, very smooth and buttery. Let's carry on here. Nude Sticks, Magnetic Matte Eye Color in Terra. This is one that I got from Ruth, so it was decluttered to me. And it's lovely. Like, I'm trying to pan it this year actually, but it doesn't always work with whatever I've got going on top of it. These 3 Elf Nobat shadow sticks I also got from Ruth. Some of them I've panned before. So I've got these 2 fairly similar ones. One is Champagne Crystal and one is Perfect Pearl. Perfect Pearl is a little bit lighter. And I am trying to finish both of them this year. This is all I have here, and here's all I have here. I can do it, maybe. I'll figure it out. And finally, this one is in Bronze Metal, and I had been neglecting this for ages, but then recently, and I'm saying, you know, just a few days ago, I was watching one of Rebecca's older videos, and I love it when I come across panners that have got loads of content, they're still posting, and I haven't really engaged with their stuff yet. Like, I don't know, like, I'm obviously living under a rock. I haven't found everyone in this community yet, but she was saying in an older video that she's using a shadow stick as an eyeliner as well, and I thought, I need a new eyeliner for my lower lash line. So I'm using this now and I'm loving it. It's so good because I was out of a brown, bronzy type of eye pencil. So yay for shopping my stash. Here's my eye pencil category. I had 5 at the beginning of the year. I'm down to 1. I decluttered one as well, but I also finished a few. So here we are. Super happy with this. This is a kohl pencil, so it's therefore very smudgy, doesn't necessarily stay where it should. It's by P2 Cosmetics or Audi, and this was a gift. It blends out quite greenish, I find. So I didn't enjoy this on the lower lash line, but I am using it for tight lining. So it works alright for that. I wouldn't repurchase it. I would be more interested in a dark brown pencil. So I don't need to to replace both of these once they're done. One dark brown eye pencil, I think I'd be quite happy. Maybe another slightly purple leaning one. But I don't think I'd need more than 2 in my collection. So I'm very happy with 1.5 if you count the eyeshadow stick in here. Here's my lip gloss category. I've got 5. At the beginning of the year I had 4. That's okay. I bought these 3 in a pack on my birthday. I treated myself. I was just curious about milk and it was like a fun size. I know I can go through lip gloss quite quickly and I'm glad I bought them. They're actually really nice. So there are these 3 here. This one is called Soul Search. The brown one is called Quest and the purple shimmer is called Adventure. Really like these. I just wanted a nice lip gloss that I can put into my handbag to replace this one eventually because I haven't got a lot left in here. It looks like I'm about here, but if I put this down to let it settle, I'm less than halfway of what you're seeing here. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filler. Absolutely love this product in Sugar Baby. It's not so sticky, neither are these milk formulas. I like that. I don't love a sticky lip gloss. Handbag item, and you can see how battered it looks, but absolutely love this. And then this one is the Note Mineral Lip Gloss in Coraline. Again, it came in an advent calendar at the end of 2023, so a year and a half ago. This is really, really high coverage, and I don't need a lot of it. I tried this in my handbag a little bit when I was traveling, but I didn't enjoy it. It's just too much. So, that's helped me to justify purchasing these 3 mini lip glosses here. Actually, let's see how much is in them. So these have got 3.7, whereas this is a 6 milliliter, so almost double the amount. And then the Huda is 3.9, so there's slightly more, ever so slightly more in here than in the milk. Right. Here are my 2 lip balms. I had 3 at the beginning of the year. I panned it, finished it, so now I'm down to 2. Previously I said I always wanted 4 in my collection. I then figured out 3 is fine. Now I'm realizing 2 is also okay to have. I like storing them in different parts of the house. So one is permanently in my bathroom and the other one is actually a backup now, where that used to be permanently in my desk drawer or in the kitchen. But now I've replaced those with concocted tinted lip balms, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But yeah, this one is the Sienne Caring Lip Balm, Classic Care by Lidl. Super inexpensive, really nice. I don't like the Hydro, which is in this type of color from the same range. It's just got that fake pineapple scent that I don't really love. So yeah, but I'm happy with this one. This is obviously like a dupe for the classic Labello. And this is the Labello Hydro Care, like this one as well. So yeah. So here are 4 recently concocted lip balms, tinted lip balms. Yeah, more like lipstick lip balms. I'm not even sure what they are, but basically when I finish a lipstick, I dig into the base and then I warm it up on a candle warmer. I got a secondhand one of Vinted, and I bought these little empty lip balm containers and had so much fun. So here's a red one. I'm actually wearing this one right now, not that you can tell, but it's quite, this has got the most coverage, but it's not in an annoying way. Like, it's not a full-on red lip. It blends out quite well, you know. This looks nice. I like this for very basic makeup, school run in the morning. And then these next are sort of all quite similar. There's like a bit of NARS Toilette in here, a little bit of a Tower 28 cream blush, and then just other, what are they called? Lip balm scraps. And then this one here. These are, see, this is barely anything. That's quite a nice gradient I happen to create there. But yeah, they blend out well. Really nice. And I'm using them. Here are my bullet lipsticks. I've got two cool toned red ones that are almost identical. One came in an advent calendar, and then I've got a more neutral, actually very cool leaning lipstick. I'm gonna have to show you something because mixing this red here with this brings out such a nice color, and it's just a reminder for me that I can create so many different shades by mixing my different various lip products together. Yeah, you can see I cut off a chunk there to create that red tinted balm. But okay, so here's that. Let's put the, so this is L'Oreal Blake's Pure Red. It's ancient. Still smells amazing. MUA Razzleberry. This is just the creamy matte lipstick. Advent calendar. Very, very similar, as you can see. And then this one is by Mina, the lipstick, in 257. This was my reward for reaching my goal number in my no buy project pan, so I'm on a low buy for lipsticks now. So yeah, see these two, and if you mix them together, I come up with this really pretty berry tone. So nice. And if you build that up and use more of it, oh, super nice. I really like that. And here are my lip liners. There's a crayon there, but I just thought let's put it into the same category. I don't think I gave you any numbers, comparison numbers. So lipsticks, I had 4 and now I was down to 3. These are not very accurate numbers because some of the concoctions were in there, whereas they're now their own category. But with lip liners, I definitely went down to 2 from 3 because I panned 1. So I've got the Revolution Velvet Kiss Lip Crayon in Decadence here. And this is very nice. Different tone to what I've got going on here. And this is a favorite. I only bought this earlier this year. So maybe I finished 2, or did I buy it at the end of the year? I'm gonna have to watch that video again to find out. But this is a Revolution Satin Lip Crayon in Chauffeur. And it's more brown, so definitely warmer than the Mina when it was swatched out. I'm currently wearing the Mina lipstick first, and then I apply the liner, and then I put the Note lip gloss on top, just because I'm like trying to pan all of these in my 25 and 2025. So yeah, not really touching those red lips just yet. Maybe it will just be like, you know, more concoctions further down the line. Okay. We have reached the end of my video now. I just still want to let you know a little bit about eyeshadows. So I've currently got 45 eyeshadows in palettes, and then 3 magnetic palettes with singles or depotted or Franken shadows. I'm not showing them today because I'm running out of steam, and I think this video is already very, very long. However, I would like to create one dedicated eyeshadow inventory video. I have got a little, maybe like a little surprise coming up. You know, don't get too excited. It's more like I'm ready. If you know, you know, I'm ready to make some changes, and basically, I'll tell you anyway. I'm ready to declutter some of my palettes. I wanted to do that at the end of the year. I've put myself on an eyeshadow declutter project pan to cycle through my collection, figure out which palettes do I want to keep, which of them are going to go on the chopping block. I've already got a chopping block going with those palettes that I've already evaluated. I'm about halfway through all of my collection, but I'm ready to just look at it now properly and then make a decision. Get rid of eyeshadow palettes, depot some shadows and whatnot, do all these fun things, and then I can just move on and work on making my storage space look really nice and organized. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in that video in terms of what's gonna happen with my eyeshadow collection. You know, am I gonna be doing any other projects, ... Yeah, so there's that. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I really appreciate you. Do drop some comments if you've got favorites in the categories where you can see me being really low, like face powder or eye pencil, because, you know, I'm in the market for getting a few more bits here and there. Yeah, whether it's high-end or drugstore, I don't care, everything's welcome. Thanks again for watching. I hope you'll subscribe before you leave, and other than that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care, bye.